November 4th meeting to order. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
No, I've got an extra one.
Got an extra one?
Yep, I'm good.
Yep.
You were, you got to read those notes?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Oh, I'm good, yep. Didn't I give you your agenda? It's all right, I got it.
I don't know what I'm doing, Mom. Here it is.
You sure?
It's clipped onto here.
Oh, for you. You got it.
Okay, roll call.
Mr. Collins?
Here.
Mr. D'Angelo?
Here.
Mr. Parolo?
Here.
Mr. Poliafico?
Here.
Mr. Poplawski?
Here.
Mr. Rusin?
Here.
Mr. Smith?
Mr. Smith is excused.
Ms. Paglione?
Ms. Paglione is still recovering, excused.
And Mr. Cicoletti?
Here. I have a motion to approve the complete agenda.
I motion.
Mr. D'Angelo, do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Collin? All those in favor? Aye. Nays, abstentions? Okay, the ayes have it. Before we go into reports, I have a little certificate here for Mr. D'Angelo.
Thank you.
Okay, it's for 20 years of dedicated service.
I don't know about
So,
that.
thank you, Mr. D'Angelo. I asked Tom Schaefer, I said, I thought it was longer, and I had him double check. I thought it was more like 24.
Nah, 20, like 2000, yeah, 2001, that's the last election.
Okay, I thought you were only like about 4 years behind me, but congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, superintendent's report. Dr. Schaefer, and welcome back, Dr. Schaefer.
Thank you.
I hope people recognize you with your mask on.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure, and I'm glad that you came back into the district to help us out in our time of need.
Oh, it's an honor. And I want to publicly thank the Board of Education for inviting me back to Bristol to serve as interim superintendent. I am really humbled and honored, and I want to thank you. I'd also like to acknowledge Dr. Minetti and the great work that she did, that she made my job very easy coming back to Bristol. So, but thank you very, very much. And I want to say I'm very impressed. I met with Dr. Minetti. I've been meeting with our principals, our administrative team, with the teachers. I'm very, very impressed with all the programs our district is offering right now, both academically, emotionally, socially. There's a real positive air going on right now here in the district. And that's a credit to our entire administrative team and everybody who's here. So, like I said, I've noticed that when I come back, and I'm very, very happy to be back. I want to publicly congratulate Mr. Cicoletti, Mr. D'Angelo, Mr. Smith, and Ms. Curran on their re-election and election to the Board of Education, and I wish you the very best.
Thank you.
Just a reminder, the district will be closed on Thursday, November the 11th, in honor of Veterans Day, and our first marking period ends Friday, November the 12th. And that's all that I have.
Thank you, Dr. Schaefer, and once again, welcome back.
Thank
So I already gave Mr. D'Angelo his certificate, so we have a presentation tonight from the AOC. So, Amy, would you take the podium? Deb Fine.
As they're approaching the podium, I just want to say we are definitely one of the most fortunate districts in Bucks County to have the AOC as a partner and all that they do for us. It is definitely, definitely something of pride with our district, and thank you for all that you do.
Thank you. So thank you, everyone, and congratulations to the newly elected school board members. With me tonight is Deb Fine, and also in the audience is Mary Jeswaldi and Mike Gerard, who are all four of us are on the Academic Oversight Committee board. We appreciate the opportunity to be here this evening. We wanted to give the school board an update on the summer program and some of the things that we've been doing. So just a recap of the summer camp program. 307 students participated from Bristol Borough School District and St. Mark's School. The subject areas that were provided during the summer months were literacy, math, recreation, art, theater arts at Snyder Girardi Elementary School, and also at St. Mark's School over on Rackle Street. I also want to add that this was the first summer that the summer camp was provided at or delivered at St. Mark's School. In addition, remediation and credit recovery courses were offered at the Bristol Middle School and the Bristol High School for students that were in need of that type of support. And the program costs financed by the 21st Century Community Grant, including the Borough Council's generous donation of $10,000 made that possible. So we're grateful to everyone. I also wanted to provide a sampling of programs that the Academic Oversight Committee are providing to the Bristol Borough School District and St. Mark's School. We have a Microsoft certification program. To date, the AOC has written a check of approximately $2,700 to allow 10 to 15 students to attend Microsoft certification that's delivered by the Bucks County Community College at the Epstein campus in Bristol Township. This year, because of COVID, they also are making this program available via a digital format. The great thing about this program is that the students are, if they successfully complete the course, the Word module and the Excel module, they receive 3 college credits. So that's a huge financial benefit in terms of their after Bristol High School educational experience. The other great thing about the program is, in addition to understanding all the features and functions of both programs, Excel and Word, if they are successful in completing the Microsoft administered certification exams, Microsoft will then issue directly to their LinkedIn profiles a medallion so that they will come up to the top during the search process by employers, etc. It's a great little feature to have, or a great capability to have when they're in college, or for those who are choosing to go into the workforce or to the military. It will separate them from the crowd. We've also, the AOC has also provided $10,000 to the Bristol Middle School for a makerspace. And what that's all about is we'll teach students critical thinking, provide them self-confidence. They'll be versed in sort of community learning through making, learning, exploring, and sharing or experiencing high-tech tools. And that's really reflective of what the workforce is moving towards, and it's happening in real time right now. The Outrageous program, I'm not going to say too much about it because I think Principal Rosado, will you be giving an update on that tonight?
Sure.
Okay, so we did provide the elementary school a $7,000 grant for a specific program called Outrageous that's delivered by the Bristol Riverside Theater, so that's a great partnership. Introduces the students to arts and music, and it really addresses some of the important elements of physical, mental, emotional health through this diverse program or curriculum. And the last program that we provided that's represented up on the screen is the Leapfrog Program. We provided a $5,000 grant to the St. Mark's School, and this is a program that is focused on the pre-K to get them ready for their academic enrichment as they move up through the kindergarten and first, second, and third grade curriculum. You want to add anything else?
Yes,
Go
thank
ahead.
you all for having us here tonight. Just a couple more things. In addition to the programs that Amy outlined, we also support the Writer's Voice program, which is a program that has been in operation for over 25 years at this point. And it's a program that immerses a significant portion of the 10th grade class, usually. This year it was 10th and 11th grade because of the COVID issues, in writing and in poetry writing especially. And they publish a book and have a great experience in a writer's workshop that takes the kids up to upstate New York as well as a one-month program. In addition, we help support and provide assistance to the 21st Century Learning Centers. We have over, I'd say 10 to 11 tutors that participate in this program and after school, helping students in K through 12 in both English language arts and in mathematics. And this program has also assisted us in small measure by myself and Mary Gesualdi, but a lot of credit goes to members on the faculty who give their time after school, as well as several people who are retired faculty from the Bristol Borough School District. And so this program has serves well over 100 students and is very actively involved in both Snyder, Girardi, and in the high school. And I think that's pretty much covers it, yeah?
Okay, great, thank you.
Okay.
These are just a representative example of the types of programs that we are partnering with the school district to deliver to the students in K through 12 and at St. Mark's School. We have other programs that are now in development, and we'll be announcing them if they come together. They involve a couple partners. If they come together, we'll be announcing them in the beginning of the calendar year 2022 for the third and fourth marking period. So in order to deliver this type of programming, we have to raise funds. And typically, we have a Bristol Fall Classic, which is our premier fundraiser in November. But due to COVID, naturally, we're not doing that. So temporarily, we've replaced the Bristol Fall Classic with the No-Go Bristol Fall Classic raffle. And tickets are $75 per person. We also encourage cost sharing among families, friends, and teacher groups, grade levels, et cetera, to purchase a ticket. We appreciate everyone that participates. We know that the times are challenging, but if you can keep your eye on the target, it all goes into the classroom and enriches the learning experience of the children in Bristol Borough. Tickets are available for purchase at the Bristol Borough Tax Office, Great Ideas by Ann and Mignoni Jewelry. And the tickets are, they can be purchased at each of those locations during normal business hours, Monday through Friday. And each one of them has a different normal business hours, so just be cognizant of that. There are 3 winners in this raffle. The third prize winner receives $1,000, the second prize is $2,000, the first prize is $3,000, which would be very, very exciting to win, especially during the holiday season. The winning tickets will be selected at the next Academic Oversight Committee board meeting, which is December 7th. And to keep everything above board, which is the way we always do things, totally transparent, Mary Gesualdi will be picking the winning raffle tickets online. So we're going to make that Zoom link available to everyone. And the really important thing is that 100% of the proceeds from the raffle go directly into programs. So that's it. We appreciate the opportunity to partner with the school district. We appreciate the flexibility of the administrative staff, Mr. Nastasi and Principal Rosado, and the new superintendent. Superintendent Schaefer just kind of stepped right back into the rhythm of what we've been doing. So we appreciate that.
Amy, Deb, thank you for the presentation. And I have one question. You said that this is the first year that St. Mark's was included?
Well, it's not the first year that they've been included. It's the first year that a summer camp was delivered at their location.
At their location, because, I was wondering, because it's for all of Bristol students, correct?
Exactly. I'm sorry if I didn't.
No, I was just, maybe it's, okay, so great. Encourage everyone to get a ticket and support this good cause, like Deb Fine and Amy McIlvain said. Everything that goes into this is, given back to the school.
Anyone have any questions?
Yeah, I just like to make a comment. I think the Microsoft certification program, I just sat through a whole bunch of interviews that we were hiring and stuff, and I really weighed heavy on those 2 programs because that's something that our company relies on, and I think that's a great asset for a kid in high school that to master those 2 programs, because I know they're, like I said, they'll always have it on them. I mean, when they first came out, I had to sit there and play with it myself, and over years of doing it, I have it down. But it's great that they can have it, and actually the people that we did hire, they both were pretty skilled in both of those, and like I said, excel was pretty important,
Very good.
you know, in our job field of where we're at. So that's nice that, you know, a kid in high school could get that. Plus, you said you can get 3 college credits too, along with that. So I think that's a, you know, great. I mean, all of them are really good, but I just thought that was a real excellent one.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
If I may give a plug to the Bristol Borough School District for helping us stand this up. When, I forget how it all came about, but we wanted to help the kids with Microsoft education. And I'll just go to the punchline. I reached out to Microsoft Corporation, and they directed me to this program called Microsoft Certification. And, I mean, I work in technology, and it was all Greek to me. So I talked to a few people in the lower Bucks area, and I ended up at the Bucks County Community College. And I said, this is what I'd like to do with the Bristol Borough School District as a pilot to see if it'll work. And that was about 3 or 4 years ago, Tom, 3 years ago, I think. And I want to share with you, and this has never been promoted or elevated, and I don't understand why, but Bristol Borough School District was the pilot for that program. That pilot has now turned into a revenue machine for the Bucks County Community College. They're teaching this same program to high schools all over the county. So it's amazing. Amazing. So thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for having us.
Okay, next we have the BAA presentation.
And again, this is another organization that is hugely beneficial to us.
Good evening, everybody. It's good to be back. You won't see anything this fancy from me tonight. In fact, I think when I retired, I was the only teacher still using an overhead projector. And our librarian Wanda Russo still had to order bulbs, and the bulbs were just for me. I want to start also by just letting you know that I was born, raised, and as John knows, educated in the town. And I say that not because a lot of you probably already know that, but I'm just so proud of the fact that, you know, my hometown still continues to be the place that I find comfort and strength, and the schools are a big part of that. Many of you know that I taught for just over 40 years in the district, and they were wonderful years with wonderful kids. What I would always say about Bristol kids is that they are a little rough around the edges, but they've got good hearts, and I'm glad to see that that is still continuing. But tonight I'm standing in front of you as the president of the Bristol Alumni and Athletic Association, and my purpose tonight is twofold. One is just to provide some basic information on the Alumni Association, and the other one is to encourage everyone here and everyone who watches to get on our mailing list so that they can see the kind of activities that we're involved in and the kind of good things that we do. And to let people know that there is an Alumni Association, and it is alive and it is well. In terms of background, the association was founded in 2004 by people who are no strangers to this group: Jim Satilli, Bob Livertor, and Frank Barbetta. And shortly after the formation of the group, Toby Oriolo came on and became our longtime secretary. We have a couple of missions. One is to reinforce the traditions of Bristol athletics and to make sure that they continue. The other is to provide social gatherings, and we do that through general membership meetings, through an annual golf outing, which is our primary fundraiser. We had the golf outing this year, September 20th, and we did very well, so that we're confident that we can fund all of our activities this year. We also go to the Trenton Thunder baseball game, all so that we can catch up with each other. These are all done, for the most part, at local restaurants or taverns, distilleries from time to time. And it's there for us to get together, share stories and camaraderie, and mostly tell true stories. The other big part of what we do is provide scholarships to graduating seniors. We are proud that we've branched into giving grants to teachers and coaches and advisors for creative programs or to supplement what the district can't fund for an athletic team or for a classroom. We've also given donations out to the community, although that is not our primary mission. Even during the school years affected by the pandemic, and we could do no fundraising and could have no meetings, we still continued handing out scholarships to the tune of $12,500 for scholarships. We gave over $9,000 in grants, and this year alone, since September, we've given out $1,500 for a scholarship and for grants to classroom teachers. And we're really happy that we've been able to do that, and we will continue to do that throughout the school year, and especially for classroom teachers in the spring. Since 2004, this group has, we're approaching handing out in scholarships, grants, and donations $162,000, and we're very happy about that. The second part of what I'd like to talk about is just to encourage folks to join this association by getting on our mailing list. And despite the title, the Bristol Alumni and Athletic Association, you don't have to be a graduate of Bristol High School. You don't have to be an athlete or involved in athletic programs, or even a resident. We're just looking for people who would like to get involved and to have a social aspect, but also to contribute to the school community. And in particular, we're looking for younger members. It would be unfair to say that the executive committee hair is turning gray, for one obvious reason, but also that's not a true statement. Our hair turned gray 10 years ago. And so what we're really looking for are younger people to get involved and to bring some fresh ideas. Although we're doing very well, it's always good to have younger people come in and to carry on the work of the BAAA. If anyone would like to get in contact in order to become a member or to get on our mailing list, you could contact Jim Fine, who is our secretary. His email is jsfine47@gmail.com. Or you could call the offices. You could call the superintendent's office. You could call the elementary office. You could call the high school office. And they would gladly put you in contact with us. Finally, we take our goals seriously, but participating with this group is not a lot of time, but it is a lot of fun. And from the executive committee on down, we try to make our meetings fun and informative, and we've met throughout the town with all kinds of different speakers. And so we're going to continue that, and we're going to start our general membership meetings up in the winter. So thank you again. You have been supportive. The principals have been supportive, the superintendent has been supportive, and the school board has certainly been supportive, and we thank you. And if there are any questions at this time, I'd be glad to answer them.
Mike, thank you and your committee group for all the contributions that you give to the school district. And I know that you have an annual golf tournament, like you said, and that is to raise money. And Mr. D'Angelo, I know he's been going to everyone, right, John? He goes to everyone, and he asked me once, he said, would you, I said, John, I've never been on a golf course. I said, when I retire, I will. And I said, well, what do you shoot? And he says, they won't let me play. And so can you confirm that tonight, that you guys don't let him play? Is he that good?
No,
Okay, all right.
no.
Every year, he's been since the inception of that, and, but anyway, all joking aside, is that, thank you, and, I promise one day, I'll come out. I don't know if I'll be able to hit a ball straight, but, I would want to do that. Yeah, I'll do something, but,
We're glad to have volunteers, Dave. It's always good to see everybody. I look forward to it because you see folks that you haven't seen for a long time, and they come through. Now, I don't golf myself, so I volunteer. But to the folks that are out there hitting the ball, my favorite thing to say to them is, you've played this game before, right? It's a variety of folks.
it's a fun
that
day,
golf.
right?
It is one day. It is a fun day. It
Mike,
is.
do you, how do you, I don't say solicit, but is there, or you just go by word of mouth on trying to get new members and younger people to come on board, or do you advertise anything anywhere? I mean, I'm thinking quite a few people right off the top of my head, but, I would have to reach out to them. Do you do any advertising or reaching out?
We've tried. We've done a Facebook page, but I have to be honest. It's not the most current. Every time we have a meeting, we encourage people to do that. We have regular mailings that will encourage people to do that. We were at Bristol Day, and we signed up about 13 people that day. We tried to sign up the golfers, and we've just added a number of golfers to our mailing list. So, yeah, we do let people know that. But in a lot of ways, we're a well-guarded secret, and I don't know. We have tried.
I know.
I've spoken to the board before, just to put our name out there. And
Absolutely.
anything anyone can do to encourage people to join is much appreciated,
All
Joe.
right, Mike.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, before you go, I can't let that comment go unchallenged. Up until just a few months ago, I shot in the low 80s, and so then if it gets hotter than that, I can't really get on the course. So. But I do want to say one thing, Mike. I appreciate, and Jim and Mike and our whole group that on the BA, this year, and going to Mike says, there's many guys that golf that aren't Bristol graduates, but that want to be part of it. It's uncanny. We do have a lot of them. Our golf tournament was sold out, but I think that the key thing that we've reached a point now where we really made a lot of good relationships, and that's really what it's about, is building relationships with our sponsors. So we have sponsors. Mr. Truelove was generous enough to sponsor, and the King George, and I could name many of them, and I really will. I'll bring that list next time. But what I'm saying is, we really have a good community involvement, and when we sit down, as Mike said, we've gone a little bit beyond just basic athletic scholarships. So I would just encourage, the Silver Bay is one of our keynote things, but I would just encourage any of the teachers or any of the administrators, if you have something where you need, submit it to us. We can't guarantee that you'll get anything or exactly what you wanted, but we're just one part, as with the AOC, just filling our role. So, Mike, thanks for all that you do, and I just appreciate being a part of it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
Okay, let's go to public participation. Public participation. Anyone from the public have anything that they'd like to speak on?
So I just want to let all of the parents and the citizens of our town know that the Bristol Borough School District truly is a community school district. And on behalf of the Bristol Cultural and Historical Foundation, we'd like to publicly take this opportunity to thank you for collaborating with the Historic Bristol Day Committee to pull off another successful Bristol Day. I want everyone to know that the district provided the buses and the drivers that transported our visitors around the town from venue to venue. We always get rave reviews that transportation is provided free of charge. My co-chair, Dawn DeLuca, helped set up the Children's Corner, where Mrs. Helkowski and her students literally brought history to life through their living wax museum. Our Bristol Borough School District 6th, 7th, and 8th graders swept the top prizes for their artwork honoring our first responders for the first time in many years. And we had the most middle and high school student volunteer their time to help on Bristol Day, totaling more than 30 students. And special thanks to Mrs. Rosado for being so flexible throughout the process. But I wanted to thank you for that. I think Mark wants to
Thank
thank
you,
you
Mary.
for something else. My toes.
I just want to personally thank the board for allowing us, here on behalf of the Bristol Day Car Show, allowing us to use this facility, the school. Works out great. This is the 11th time we've done this, actually. We've had 10 Bristol Days out there, as well as we did one, if you recall, in June of 2014 to raise money for the playground. So the guys really love this facility because they have indoor bathrooms. The show's on blacktop, so nobody has to put their car out in the grass. And I want to give a shout out to Michelle Hager, one of your teachers. She always does the food. And her sausage sandwiches are becoming, sausage and pepper sandwiches are becoming popular in the car community. I get guys calling me saying, "You have enough sandwiches this year?" Yeah, they'll be there. So thanks again for letting us use the school.
I was at the car show, Mark, and I take notice, it looks like it's getting bigger each year.
Yeah, well, this year.
Around the back there, it seemed like there was.
Yeah, this
so
year
that's
we had
good.
a special feature. We had a military. We had.
I saw that, yeah, the
We had a
Humvee.
museum from New Jersey
Yeah,
on a
Humvee.
trailer, mobile
Yeah.
military museum. And then this is the reserve outfit on Ford Road. They had people here, the vehicles, Humvees and all, so the kids could climb on them, take pictures and whatnot. And we had a special guest. We had Captain David Christian. He's the most decorated Vietnam vet. He was here and he spoke, motivational speaker. And this year we tried to honor the first responders, three individuals who passed away from BCHF, and the military. And, you know, we had at 12 o'clock, we fired up the cars for 2 minutes to honor everybody that lost their lives to COVID during the past year.
Yeah, it was,
So it worked out great with the military. And he was a great speaker. He brought a lot of Vietnam veterans, so we had Michelle did a lot of good lunch business because that was at 12, and that broke about 20 after 12 or 12:30, and a lot of people were here for lunch. So
you did a great job. It was really nice, and you had some great weather, too.
yeah. Well, I was worried about that because they were predicting the rain.
Yeah.
So usually we give the trophies out at 3:30. I bumped it up to 2 o'clock this year, so we gave the trophies out, and they took off, and everybody got home, got their car put away before the rain
It was a nice
came
big
in at
turnout, too.
4:30.
It was a big turnout, too. There was a lot of people.
Yeah, we had cars all over. We had about 100 cars.
A lot of people.
Yeah, a lot of people came through. Because we give out ballots, so you can vote on
Yeah.
your favorite cars. We put out 500 ballots, and not everybody takes a ballot, so you had more than, at least 500 or more, you know, because a lot of people, they don't want to vote, so. We had a big crowd coming through.
Good job.
Thanks again, guys.
No,
Without-
thank
without
you.
the facility,
Thank
we
you.
couldn't do it.
I'm glad everything worked out, Mark. Keep up the good work. Anyone else from the public?
Weather was nice, too, that day.
Okay, with no one else from the public, we will go on to routine monthly business. So I
Okay,
need a
Mr.
motion.
President, item 5, I make a motion that we approve the minutes of September 23rd, 2021. We also would approve the list of bills for October 2021 and to approve the treasurer's report for September 2021.
Okay, I have a motion by Mr. D'Angelo. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Cullen? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstentions, motion carries.
Okay.
Okay, item A, under personnel.
Mr. President, I make motion that we approve the resignation of Michelle Smuckler, District Assistant PCA, effective October 12th, 2021.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Cullen? Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carries. Item B.
Mr. President, I motion that we approve the appointment of the following matron at $10.67 per hour, no benefits, as per negotiated agreement, effective the 2021-2022 school year. Cynthia Tenaglia.
Okay. And do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Cullen, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Item C.
I make a motion that we approve the appointment of the following part-time custodian, $12.74 per hour, no benefits, as per negotiated agreement, effective 2021-2022 school year. Cindy Salceda.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Cullen? Questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carries. Item D.
Motion that we approve the resignation of Thomas Hunton, bus driver, effective October 15, 2021.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Cullen? Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention. Item E.
Item E, Mr. President, I make a motion that we approve to advertise for a half-year, long-term substitute, secondary English certified, salary and benefits as per master agreement, effective January 10th, 2022, until the end of the school year.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Cullen, any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carried. Item F.
I motion that we approve the appointment of Harley Blosser as bus driver, $21.52 per hour, no benefits, as per negotiated agreement, effective immediately.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstentions, motion carries. Item G.
Item G, I make a motion that we approve the tenure of Hope Bilecki.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Collins, questions? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Nays, abstentions, motion carries. Item 7, IU representative. Is anyone here from the IU? No one's here from the IU? Okay. Information and discussion. The board reorganization meeting is Monday, December the 6th. So I forgot Mr. Nastasi and Mr. Rosato's report. I didn't see it on here, and I apologize. I skipped over that. Yes, do you have anything that you want to say, Mrs. Rosato?
Yeah, I sure do. Thank
Okay,
you.
great. All right.
How much time do I have?
As long as it takes.
Now, I'm going to start off by what Ms. McElvain alluded to and thanking, of course, the AOC for the $7,000 grant for the Outrageous collaboration with the Riverside Theater. I've had the opportunity now over the last few months to work with Q, who kind of heads it, the education aspect from the theater, who she's just amazing to work with. And so the teaching artists have been coming in every day and working with our first and second graders, focusing on hip hop and musical theater. And, you know, it really is an opportunity that we're giving the children who would not necessarily know what love or passion they have for those areas because they've never had the exposure. So it's been going very well, and I'm happy to announce that we'll have our first showcase, to which you've all been invited through the AOC and as well as the board, on Wednesday, November 10th, so that's next week, at 11:45 a.m. in the gym. And so if you're available, come out and see it. We're excited about it. And we'll be able to do that again for each group of students that they're working with. So this has been an amazing beginning of something great, so thank you for that opportunity. I also wanted to say you saw some boxes in the lobby that we had another distribution from the Bucks County Opportunity Council. They've been donating food to our families, and so we've served 65 families today. And in those boxes are typically fresh food. So cauliflower, kale, broccoli, spring mix. Then they always send some eggs, bacon, cheese, you name it. So in the month of October, we had 2 distributions. We gave out 3,246 pounds of food, and today alone, we gave out 1,113 pounds of food. So, almost 4,500 pounds of food for our families. So that's something that we're definitely proud of. We also were able to open our student pantry today, and thank you to everyone who's always given us donations to continue to sustain our pantry. And so we'll continue with that because obviously that gives the students an opportunity to discreetly come after school, get what they need, and head home. So it's very convenient, and I know that our families do appreciate that. I want to thank, everyone in the crowd, especially Ms. Jeswaldy, who organized with Ms. Fine, Ms. Haley, volunteers to come and help me get the library back in order. So we replaced the carpet with a beautiful floor, and it's been an undertaking trying to get the books back where they belong and to get it up and running. And I do think her team of busy bees will be here again tomorrow. Additionally, to thank you and Ms. Fine for being here and working with the after-school program. And so we've had this year we've really sat down to say how do we use that after-school program to really intentionally serve or address what our kids need in terms of some of the learning loss that we know they've experienced over the past 18 months. So Ms. Fine, Ms. Jeswaldy have been here. They're working with our staff. They're kind of the middle people, and I don't know what we would do without you. So you can come every single day. You're always welcome here. And I think pretty much in the first quarter, you've probably been here about 30 of the days. So please, the door is always open, and thank you so much for just being here for us. We're very fortunate. Then I would also like to say that on Tuesday, November 23rd, we have evening conferences, parent conferences from 6 to 8 here, and all day on Wednesday the 24th. And I will close out by saying, just on Tuesday, on Election Day, we had our teachers in professional development, and for K-5 teachers, we focused on our 3rd day of in-service with scholastic literacy. And I couldn't tell you how proud I am of the teachers for their engagement and just the engagement, and it's a long day. It's almost 6 hours of sitting there and being presented to, but just the fact that I can see how invested and excited they are for this new program and to continue to learn it and grow, it was amazing. And over the past 2 weeks, we've sat down in grade level teams and as well the administrative team, along with my reading specialist, math specialist, with every teacher to look at individual student data. And, it just, I think it was the most valuable experience to really see where the children are and really plan intentional intervention for them, just to keep growing them. So I'm pretty happy. It's been a busy first quarter, and full steam ahead. So thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Rosado. I have one question. I saw today out here the vegetables were very fresh, very green. I wish I could. Are they from local farmers? Is that what they donate?
Right, in Bucks County, yes.
Okay. So now that it's winter, we won't be getting, of course, we won't be getting any fresh vegetables, but we'll still have the food donations. Is it monthly or bi-weekly?
Well, we started out monthly, and then I had the parents really reached out, and so we turned it into bi-monthly, so we're going to do it every 2 weeks. And, they usually email me a couple days before letting me know what they're going to be delivering, and, it's just been great.
Wow. They were super fresh.
Mm-hmm.
God, it was a bad year in the garden. My tomatoes were
We didn't get any tomatoes, a lot of broccoli and cauliflower today.
It was so green. It was like,
Yes.
they cut it fresh and get it here. So That's a good thing.
Yes.
Thank you for helping. And that day you were giving out the food.
Yeah, so, you gotta do what you gotta do, but the office staff helps. We all work together, 4 or 5 of us. It doesn't come boxed like that. It's usually we have to kind of
Okay.
pick it and then
Oh,
pack it.
I didn't
So,
know that. I just saw a roll.
yeah, it's a process, but
Okay,
it's
well,
worth it. It's worth it.
Thank you. Good job.
Thank you.
Mr. Nastasi?
Yes. Few things. A few weeks ago, we had a homecoming dance. We were one of, I think, 3 or 4 schools in Bucks County to have a homecoming dance. We limited it to 125 students. All 125 tickets were sold for $10. It was a wonderful event. We had 11 staff at the time, and we had 0 problems. Smiles all over the place, great time. The students were very thankful that we had something for them, so it was great to see them smile and have a good time. Next, our middle school field hockey concluded their season. They were 7-0, unscored upon. Our middle school football team went 5-1 this year. We will be saluting them tomorrow night at halftime. Tomorrow night, our varsity football team, who is 6-2, will open up the first round of PIAA playoffs, and it's a district title game against Belmont Charter at 7 o'clock at Bristol. All tickets are $5, and the entire event is run by the PIAA. With the win, we would play home next week in the second round of state playoffs. And also tomorrow in school and for the game, we will be having a red out, so all teachers and students are welcome tomorrow to wear something red, and whoever attends the game, we're asking them to wear something red tomorrow for the game. Also Friday, big day for our cross-country runners. We have 3 cross-country runners that qualify for the PIAA State Championship. They will be leaving tomorrow about 1 o'clock. We'll be having an entire school send-off for them at 1 o'clock tomorrow. Those runners are Aiden Catroci, Andreas Catroci, and Jacob Walker, all qualified during the District 1 meet to participate in the state championship tomorrow. In about 2 weeks, we will start our new pantry at the high school. I've rearranged a classroom. I moved the classroom upstairs, and our new pantry is going to be the old nurse's office. So Mr. Cullen and the staff are going to be putting some shelves in there for us, and we're going to be moving our pantry stuff over there. Next, our gifted program in the middle school, headed by Mr. Ciotti and Mr. Ciccoletti. We've started something new this year. We are pairing up with the high school, different programs they have, specifically Mr. Swift's biology class. So we took our whole gifted program, our students, and they were combined with Mr. Swift's class to complete a lab experiment, and it was a phenomenal time. It was a great experience, not only for the middle school gifted kids, but also the high school kids that were giving back and teaching our younger kids. So we're going to continue those kind of measures going forward and adding on to that. Next, our after-school tutoring program by the Century 21 has about tripled in the last few weeks. Mr. Swift, who's our junior high football coach, and Mr. Angelo decided to take their team after school and go get some tutoring, some help before practice, and that's really has helped out the Century 21 numbers and also our students academically. Last, our NAMI organization, our drop-ins, our counseling drop-ins for middle school will start next Monday after school from 2:30 to 3, and our NAMI high school drop-in counseling sessions will start next Tuesday from 2:30 to 3. So we'll have 2 different groups going, one Monday, one Tuesday. For any student that needs to talk about things, needs to express themselves about some things, whoever, if they need some help with any kind of services. So we're going to be supplying those services to those students. That's it.
Thank you, Mr. Nastasi, and good job. Keep up the good work. You too, Mrs. Rosado. Okay, so let's go
I
around
just
the
have a
horn
question.
here.
What happens for Thanksgiving Day football?
So, if we are still in contention for the PIAA, we won't have it.
Well, Morrisville does have a team, and we may play,
Yes,
right?
they do. Right now, if you lose, you're out, so.
Yeah, I understand that. I just,
Yeah,
yeah,
So, we'll
I'd
see.
like to see both happen, but obviously that's impossible, so, but, thank you.
It'll be in Morrisville.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Poplawski.
I just want to thank Dr. Ann Wilkinson. So as part of recreation, she started an adapted basketball clinic. So that'll be running in November and December from 10 to 11. So we've been advertising it. She's working with me, but she's basically the lead of that. So that's the first time we're giving opportunity for that to happen in the Barrow. Usually our kids have to go out of the Barrow to do any type of adapted sports.
Is there an age limit on that?
Not for the adaptive. The regular recreation, it's broken down into different age groups.
I have to tell Jimmy Burton about that. I have to let him know he wants to play football. Yeah.
Yes, Dory. So they're K to 6, sorry.
Oh, it's K to 6?
So
Okay.
Dory's also involved, so thank you, Dory.
Okay, thank you, Dor. Okay, so,
But we can definitely work on something for adults. That's definitely,
he's not playing this year with the Special Olympics, so, okay, that's great. Anything else?
that's it.
Thank you, Mr. Poplawski. Mr. Parola?
I don't have anything tonight, Mr. Chickality.
Okay, Mr. D'Angelo?
Okay, I got 4 quick things. Number 1, I had the pleasure of having lunch with Dr. Felicia Ganther. She's the new president of the community college. And she's really excited. We talked about all the programs that we work in conjunction with her. And she's really, really excited to kind of expand them. So I know, Tom, she'll be maybe getting together with you. We want to offer some more either advanced placement or really college credit courses. She was, at the time she had just come, and she really was kind of unaware of what we were doing. And she was excited about possibly expanding it. And I know for those of you who don't know, when you ride past the campus now, you see they're building a whole new building. That is a whole like trade and skills learning center and place. So I'm sure that we're going to be able to leverage that and partner with them to get some of our kids that want to get into that, which right about now in this time in history is probably one of the best things to do. So we're really going to be able to benefit from that. Number 2, today I met with Dr. Hoffman of the IU up in Ivyland, where as Mike's here, it's about maybe a half a mile away from Spring Mills Golf Course where we had our tournament. And they are just getting ready to open up a brand new 4,000-foot STEAM facility for kids, all kids, any kid that we're going to figure out how to get them in there. If you're not familiar with the Fab Lab, which was funded about 5 years ago with a grant from PICO, now we've got a 4,000 square, and I'm telling you, they had it all kind of roughed out. It's really going to be a great place. And so I'm going to look forward to getting some of our kids at all grade levels.
Could I add that the Fab Lab will be here November, were you going to say that?
No, go ahead. I wasn't going to say that.
November 15th through 19th,
Yeah.
and again in the spring.
Yeah, so if you're not doing anything, you want to get a chance to see it, so that's going to really supplement it, but it's nice that this facility is kind of centrally located, right? But it's really an impressive place, so that, we just kind of kicked that off today. Number 3, we had our Hall of Fame induction ceremonies at our last football game, and it was really good it was a really impressive class of inductees. It went off well, and I want to thank Mr. Anastasi in between coaching and organizing and to help in making that really a nice event. And we're going to be meeting soon to pick a new class. So if anybody out there has somebody, we're open to take nominations. It gives us some time to check their background. And what I'm saying is the Hall of Fame and the BAA and the AOC, These are all the parts of the wheel that are really producing results. And just to kick off of what Mr. Anastasi said about these younger teams, these junior high teams, and our cross-country team, and truly coming out of the pandemic, there's lots of things that we have to get caught up on. But I think the most important thing is kids being together and interacting with each other. And it really has demonstrated that our younger kids that are involved in sports have come back with a vengeance. And, you know, the teams are winning, and you don't win by luck, right? Luck is the residue of design. So it's just really great to see these kids across all of our sports, just in our fall sports, really have excelled, have come back with a lot better than the competition. So that's a positive thing. And so I hope that you can come to the football game tomorrow night and wear something red. And that's all I have.
Can I comment on something?
Yeah.
Just to expand on what Mr. D'Angelo said, with our relationship with the Bucks County Community College, we are in talks. It started actually last spring about our juniors who are going to be seniors next year actually going to Bucks physically and taking 6 credits in the fall and 6 credits in the spring on top of what we offer as a dual enrollment program at our high school in the mornings.
So if that occurs, how many total credits would they?
12.
So that'll be 12 for the year, but we also have 9,
In-house, how many?
24.
It would be 24?
That's just dual enrollment. That doesn't include AP classes.
Wow.
And that doesn't include the certifications as well.
So,
And last I knew, we were the highest high school in the county.
so you
Offering
may be talking like close to 30 credits.
Yeah,
Wow, that's
Yes.
that's a year of college.
it's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money, it is.
It's a lot of money.
So you and Mr. D'Angelo, keep taking this lady to lunch.
Yeah, well, it's also
Yeah, whatever.
Jim Sell, who's the
Yeah, take them.
President.
Yeah, good. Keep going. Okay, Mr. Piafo.
No, I had
Oh, you have a
No,
question?
Steve got a question.
I was going to direct a question to Don. John, how long you have to be out of school before you be nominated for the Hall of Fame?
Well, right now, what we're trying to do is, I would say at least 5 years. I don't even know if there's a firm rule, but what we're trying to do is, so we try to make it so that we don't forget the ones going, and it's a great question, because this year, we inducted 2 people posthumously, and that's kind of sad, because it would be nice to be able to honor some of these people while they're alive. It was really a great thing. And so Tom Carpenter was one of them, and John Berg, both guys that were great athletes in the 1960s, and Norman Davis from the 1960s. And for me, there's a personal kind of relationship, because I was a young guy at my father's side, watching all these guys play. I really looked up to them. So it's nice. But I would say this: if you have somebody and you think they meet the criteria, we do a great job. We just don't put anybody in. You know, you have to have really excelled, and you have to be. But we have a lot of people, and all we ask is that submit the names. We'll go over them. We'll see if they're qualified. And then we'll let you know. Now's the time to do it.
And that was the reason I was asking what the age, because you're right, because, you know, somebody like Tommy Carpenter and John Berg, like, you know, it's a shame they weren't,
Yeah.
you know, to be inducted personally, you know, and that's why I was asking about the age. So,
Right,
in
so-
other words, they just have to submit their name, and then who does the research?
Yes,
committee
the
does?
committee does, and it's hard. We go back, we go to try to go through newspapers and stuff, but my point would be to the public, if you know somebody from the 60s or 50s, or that's still alive, that really deserved it, now's the time. Like, it's hard for us to kind of go out and look, but if you have a family member, and I get emails all the time, so please, nominate somebody, and then we'll get it on the docket, and we'll see what we can do, okay?
Thank you, Mr. D'Angelo. Mr. Piafo. You're next.
Yeah, I just want to thank Mark and Mary, Mr. Gerard, Amy, Mrs. Fine. Thanks for everything you guys do. Tom, welcome back. Good to see you, and best of luck, and everybody have a good Thanksgiving, and enjoy your families and your friends. That's it.
Mr. Rusin?
Yeah, I just want to thank and tell everybody what an honor it was to serve you in the time that I had here on the board. This will be my last meeting, and just want to thank you. That's all.
Mr. Cohen?
Same thing, Jeff. I'd like to show my appreciation to all these wonderful clubs and organizations that help our kids out in our program. And then also, I'd like to also welcome Dr. Schaefer back. It's Pleasant. I was mad when he left, now he's back. I'm kind of glad, but I'd just like to welcome him back, and like I said, everybody have a nice Thanksgiving also. Thank you.
Dr. Schaefer?
No, again, I'm glad to be back. It's a pleasure.
Mr. Trullo?
Ending on a high note by asking the lawyer a question. I do have to report there's an executive session that started at 6:45 tonight. All board members who are present here were present at the executive session along with Mr. Schaefer, Mr. McHugh, and myself. Personnel items, informational items were discussed at the executive session, which concluded just before this meeting started. And I'm also wishing everybody a good Thanksgiving and looking forward to working with Mr. Schaefer as well. So
Good luck to the Warriors tomorrow night.
Okay, so just want to echo everyone's thanks to the committees that presented tonight, and thank you for all your help. And before Dr. Minetti left, she had promised me that she would have everything done, and she went above and beyond that everything was done, and there was no need even to have a meeting. Correct, Dr. Schaefer?
Correct.
Yeah, so there was very little hardly anything that was out there. So she asked to stay those extra few weeks, and did a great job with mopping up everything for the year.
Excellent job.
Yes, I agree. So with that being said, I wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
So moved by Mr. D'Angelo and second by Mr.
Happy
Cohen.
off into the sunset.